You know, markets are crazy things. They're controlled by emotion. I know people who will regularly sell, even when they believe the asset itself is already undervalued. And why would that be? It's obvious. Because they think everyone else is going to go on selling in the market. And when they think that everyone else is probably tired of selling, then they'll start to buy again. And buy. They may even buy long after the point at which they believe the price has reached the real asset value. Why? Once again, because they're convinced that every one of the other investors in the market is going to go on buying in a crazy way. And if that's the case, then they'll go on buying too, because the price is going to go up. And once again they think it's reached a natural ceiling, then they'll sell. Well, I know there are other people that have investment strategies where they say, I only buy at the bottom, and I only sell at the top, and I try to do what everyone else is not doing. So when everyone else is going crazy, when the taxi drivers are starting to buy stocks and shares in this particular part of the market, that's the time to get out. When every investor has lost confidence and there's a mass stampede, it's the time to buy. But, you know, underneath it all, there is a bigger question, which is this. With many of the market crises that we saw in 2007 and then towards the end of 2008, the question was this: at what point will the money come back? Will it come back, and how will it be? Well, there's one ticking clock which continues every single day regardless of what the sentiment and mood is in the market, and it's very simple: pensions. Pensions alone is one of the biggest drivers of investment in many developed countries. In fact, we're talking about many trillions of dollars, around $23 trillion of assets in pension funds at the moment, increasing rapidly. Why? Because our populations are aging in developed countries, and the assets which they need for their future are going to have to increase. And many people are required as part of their employment to put money aside every single month that they earn. And where does that money go? Into pension funds. So this funds comes in, and I can tell you, it's a big pressure on pension fund managers. What are they going to do with all this cash? They look at the market. They say, well, we got out of real estate, that's for sure. And then they look at stocks and shares, and they say, well, I sold all my banking stocks, and I got rid of this, and I got rid of that. So what did they do with it all? Oh, well, I'm keeping it as cash. Well, that's a very short-term strategy, and will not give the security that people need in the longer term in terms of the fund performance. So those fund managers will all be out of a job eventually, unless they start to use that money to do something more active than just invest in government bonds. So what are they going to do? Well, those cash piles go on mounting, and eventually the time comes of maximum pressure when they start having to say, folks, this is the time, we've got to find some places, some homes for this cash, we've got to make it work. And when the market starts to recover, therefore, you will see huge amounts of cash that have been taken out of various assets, put back in. And that is when you'll start to see strong recovery. And we may see an overswing, and then a boom, and then more hype, and goodness knows what. And you know, of course, that the further a market goes down, the more cash there is taken out, the more this massive pool of money is available that has to go back in. As it does, you're more likely to see an overshoot and then another cycle and so on. So watch this space. Interesting times. Watch what these big funds do. They've got a big amount of cash to play with.